Hi, how's it going?
It is going very well. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm doing great now that I get the chance to talk to you. I feel like I have to start off by letting you know, my cat that I had as a child, I named AJ after you, and he was my
Oh,
best. So this is like
thank
a
you.
full circle great moment for me.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm a huge animal lover, so I'm honored. So thank you.
Perfect. Love that so much. Okay, I'm so excited to talk to you because I feel like anytime I see you in the news or anything that you're doing, it's always so positive and so inclusive and so great. So,
Thank you.
um, and this is a perfect example of that. The Bravest Knight. It's the first children's program to feature an openly gay lead character. You play a fairy named Lucy. Is that what drew you to wanting to do the show?
Um, so initially when I got the email and I got the, breakdown synopsis of what the show was about an openly gay couple, and then raising a child in, with all this inclusivity as well as my character, which when I kept scrolling down, I was like, okay, this is a match made in heaven. I get to play this like ornery, grumpy fairy who has a massive heart and is definitely like a mentor character. I've been comparing the character a lot to like Owl from Winnie the Pooh. Like he's just this wise character, but yeah, it's just awesome. And I'm a huge cartoon fanatic. I'm a man child, if you can't tell, obviously. Uh, I have even more toys and things you can't see out of frame. An Iron Man helmet. I got a Mandalorian helmet. I mean, yeah. So I'm a big nerd, and to be asked to be a part of something that is a first of its kind, and is a massive, massive support for the LGBTQ community, which I'm a huge advocate for, and I will forever remain one. I was honored. So I hope I get to continue the character moving forward. And yeah, I'm
Yeah.
stoked.
Yeah, and it's great because you've been an advocate for so many years, and I'm a member of the LGBTQ plus community. So seeing somebody like you be such a strong advocate is just amazing. So good to have you on our side. So what was it that drew you to that specifically when you started advocating for that?
For me, I grew up in musical theater when I was really young, and my main acting teacher was an openly gay woman, and I saw her every day after rehearsals or after a show, leave holding hands with another woman. And I never batted an eye, but I did ask the question to my mom. I said, "What's that about?" And she explained to me, and I was like, "Cool." Like it never rubbed me the wrong way. It never confused me. It was just like, okay, it's two people that love each other. Doesn't matter. Cool. And I've continued to be a huge, huge support. To that degree, I got ordained probably, I think, gosh, and if I get their anniversary wrong, I'm sorry, guys. My two best gay friends, Mark and Tom, I got ordained to marry them. Um, I'm gonna say like 6 years ago, um, maybe a little bit more. And it was a blessing and a curse. It was a blessing because I got to do something for my two best gay friends, and I was honored. The curse is that now all my other friends are like, "Hey, can you marry us?" And I'm like, "No, this was a one-time thing." And I also didn't realize once you're ordained online, you're ordained indefinitely. Like it's
Mhm.
not, there's no cutoff point. I'm like, crap. Okay,
Right.
now I'm just going to keep getting inundated with requests to be somebody's minister. I could do a two for one. I can be the wedding singer and I can marry you. So it's great. There
Yeah,
you go.
that's so true. There goes my next question. I was gonna say, I'm so glad that you're ordained. I was gonna request you as mine, but we'll skip over that.
Well, hey, no, 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 not necessarily. We could have an open talk about that. That'd
Okay,
be
okay.
good.
All right. We'll touch
Yeah.
base for sure.
All
What do your daughters think of this role of yours?
They're both. I mean, they're my biggest fans, and in anything I do. And they're the coolest kids a dad could ask for. I am definitely a girl dad. I have no shame in that. It's the greatest thing in the world. Um, and when I told them about the storyline and when I told them what the show is, they're like, "Oh, that's so cool." And I'm like, "I'm playing a fairy." And they're like, "You mean like Tinkerbell?" And I'm like, "Basically, yes." They're like, "That's cool." And they've been asking me, "Well, when are we going to see it?" I'm like, "Well, it's finally upon us. I said, cartoons take a while to make. It's not like a movie that they can turn around in 6 months. I said, Daddy did the voiceover a couple of years ago. And it's obviously with the pandemic, everything probably stopped production and whatnot, but it's here, it's ready, and it's going to be premiering in a couple of days. And I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to wait and watch it with my kids for the first time. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that anticipation after that many years too. Yeah, it's got to build. I want to go back to you being an advocate for a second for the LGBTQ+ community. With that and pushing that message and helping so many people, what do you wish that people would realize and kind of take away from the community? Because I feel like there's a lot of misinformation, uneducation that is out there when it comes to the community.
I think people need to take away, love is love, man. It doesn't matter what gender, what race, what preferences, what titles you choose. That's a personal choice. And, for someone like me to look out and to see such a loving, caring community in the LGBTQ+ community and supportive community, it's so inclusive. And then you have the outside community that's just all over the freaking place. And you have some people that are supportive and others that are just idiots. And for me, this past 4 years, pardon my French, was a shit show. And, I'm so happy that things are finally moving in the right direction. It's still an uphill climb, and I'm honored to be a part of that uphill climb. And I will remain a part of that uphill climb in any capacity, however I can spread education and, my respect and my inclusivity, and share that with people and hopefully educate people that are just, look, if you don't have something nice to say, just shut up. Just shut up. It's just that simple.
Yeah. And it seems like you're always just so on the go, whether it's your podcast or a clothing line that you're coming out with, or this, or Friends and Days of Our Lives, Christmas album. There's so much that you're doing. How do you decide what you want to do versus what you say no to?
I have to be very passionate about it. I have to believe in it. And I also have to believe that I can give 120%. If I can't give 120%, I don't want to be involved in something, because I would be doing that person or that company a disservice and myself a disservice, because I would stress out if I can't give you 120% of my time. But now being 21 months sober helps immensely, because I can focus and I can stay on the right path and see every little project all the way through. We're just finishing the Christmas album today. To see that finally come into fruition is so amazing. To see the nail polish line that I have, Ava Dean, out on the market. It's been 7 years in the making, and it's here. The clothing line that I'm keeping a secret until August 18th when we launch, I am really excited about. And people will see why when the actual line launches. It's a passion of mine. It's been a passion of mine since I was 6 years old. And then obviously the music, solo music, talking about second single now for my solo project, and then a full LP coming hopefully top of next year. So there's a lot, but it's all good, positive things. And I just want to continue to spread love and positivity. Like on my social media, every week on my Instagram, a new member of the LGBTQ community taking over and just hopefully educating people and using a platform to just get the word out. And, TikTok, always making funny, goofy videos and showing positive vibes to my family. That's all I want to do, is just continue to spread love. That's it.
Yeah.
So easy to do. And I wish more people would just do it. It really is. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, people. It's just spread love, man.
Totally. Did you also think that there would ever be a day where you, a member of the Backstreet Boys, would get together with members of NSYNC?
I always thought at some point, whether it was a big tour or
Right.
something, especially after we did the NKOTBSB tour back in 2011. The success of that kind of opened my mind to this could be a possibility. And fans have talked about it for well over 20 years about, because that NSYNC and Backstreet were the big rivals, even though there was no rivalry ever.
Right.
It was all media based.
Yeah.
But for that to come into fruition in any capacity, I think fans have been anxiously waiting for. So the BackSync thing was awesome. And we got to do it for an amazing cause, raising money for the Trevor Project. So, it's a win-win. The fans are happy and we're doing something good that is helping out an amazing, amazing foundation. So, who knows? There might be more BackSync. I know Lance and I have talked about, hopefully every year during Pride, we'd love to bring BackSync back together and do a show, and maybe take it on the road, go to different places where, Pride is all over the place. Go to Australia, go to the Bay Area, go up to Canada, go anywhere,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
Just
Yeah.
go on a little BackSync Pride tour.
Love it. Love it. Love it. That's so great. AJ, thank you for everything that you're doing. Honestly, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And thank you so much for taking the time today. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you, my dear.